Hey guys, what's going on? Sincere here with whoissincere.com and All Rights Matter TV. So you can read Dalton police say that the teacher who was barricaded in a classroom at Dalton High School is now in custody. So what happened? Shots fired. Update. Police on scene of shots fired called at Dalton High School. That's in Georgia, guys. So all of this rhetoric that Trump has been putting out there about, oh, I mean, you guys have heard the news. We need to arm all the teachers and all this kind of crazy stuff. We need to arm all the underpaid teachers to now add to their job description to protect their students um, by being trained to kill. When some of them aren't comfortable even carrying guns. I support people who want to carry guns, but there's a lot of teachers who have no interest in carrying guns, so to push that as the general narrative is just damaging. So let's read the story. Update. Police have formally charged a Dalton High School teacher who they say fired a gun inside the school on Wednesday. Dalton police spokesperson Bruce Frazier said 53-year-old Jesse Randall Davison is charged with aggravated assault, carrying a weapon on school grounds, terroristic threats, reckless conduct, possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime, and disrupting a public school. So this is felony, charges here. This is not small charges. Frazier says Davison apparently brought the gun to campus in a computer case Wednesday morning. Frazier says the weapon was a snub-nosed .38 revolver. Frazier says Davison did not give investigators a motive at this time. So all we know is the 53-year-old teacher, Jesse Randall Davison, barricaded himself inside of a classroom, and after a short standoff, as it says right here, short standoff, with the classroom door locked, he later surrendered to police. So they don't know why he surrendered, why he had the standoff in the first place. So we don't have a motive for that. But it seems like there was some kind of a mental breakdown there. Now, I don't know. I can't say, was he under attack or anything? Sure doesn't sound like it. Sure sounds like there was something else going on. Doesn't sound like he was in any kind of threatening situation, except for possibly a situation about to lose his life in a standoff with the cops. Um, this is why this is a horrible idea. Teachers are already stressed out as it is. And if we start bringing guns to the school, who's to say that Mr. Davidson wouldn't have been stressed out to lock that door with the students in the classroom? Now, I'm not putting that on him. I'm not putting that on Jesse Randall Davidson at all. And I don't know what his motives are. So let me be clear on that. I'm not saying that he's trying to hurt any students. That's not what I'm saying. But he did fire, whether it was accidental or on purpose, a weapon on school grounds. It did go through a window. What if there was a student on the other side of that would have got the ricochet of that, or just got directly hit by the bullet? Think about that. So putting more guns in schools is a horrible idea. We never know when situations like this are going to arise. This is a very uncommon situation, but I guarantee you this situation wouldn't be that uncommon if we put more guns in schools with teachers. This situation would be a lot more common. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention, guys, just so you could see this article. It's going on right now down in Georgia. Well, it's not going on right now. It happened this morning, slash this afternoon. Um, the teacher has been formally charged. So we've always, we've read his charges. We know it's going to be a pretty bad day for him. It's going to be hard to wiggle out of that. So at the end of the day, Mr. Davison has made his bed. I guess he's also going to have to lay in it. He's a social studies teacher and a play-by-play announcer for the Dalton High School football team. I don't know what he was going through, and I hope everything is well. I'm happy that the students are safe, and that no one was truly injured. There was a young lady who twisted her ankle while running from the scene, and that was the only reported injury. But other than that, no one was shot or anything like that. But this is why it's a horrible idea. As a matter of fact, let me show you. Oh, here's the young lady who twisted her ankle. So let's go here. They shipped all the kids to the convention center. Here's a look inside the school. Students tell me they are waiting to be bused over to the convention center. Okay? So that's kind of what's going on there. This is Mr. Davidson. All right. Jesse Randall Davidson, social studies teacher, also the announcer for the football games. So we don't know what's snapped in Jesse's mind and what's going on, but here's a look at the school and what was going on at the school. All the police cars that are there, fire trucks. They obviously have the school blocked off. You can't get in. Here's the window. Okay. So he obviously shot his weapon here. Well, it's not obvious, but anything could have hit that window, but that's the, um, I guess that's the, what's supposed to be implied here, that this is the window that was shot. So I don't know, guys. Doesn't look good for Mr. Davidson, but just thankfully everything is okay. Thankfully these students, were bused over to convention center where their parents picked them up and they were okay. But this is a horrible idea to have guns in schools. I don't care unless there's trained security personnel. You know, um, I heard an idea that I liked. I believe it was on Twitter, and it was interesting. I believe, and I may mess this up, but I'm just gonna put it out there the way I'm thinking about it. I believe somebody said there was over 400,000 unemployed homeless people in the United States and 100,000 schools. A good way to employ a quarter to a half of that population is to make them school, resource officers, and have our veterans actually protect our schools. Let them take the leading role on defending our schools, because we know veterans love obviously love our kids, and love people. And we know that, are there some crazy veterans? Yes, there is. But for the most part, you got a lot of good girls and guys out there that are veterans that would love the honor of protecting schools and children here in America, and it would actually give them employment and honorable employment. So I don't know. I thought that was a pretty stellar idea. Be nice if the GOP and Trump thought the same thing, instead of trying to arm our teachers who went to school to just teach. And many times, some of them just have an associate's degree. They just wanted to go to school, teach, second grade math or something like that. And now, they're worried about conversations of them having to take possible training to kill someone. So, it's this is not a good idea. Guns in the school is not a good idea. It's just not a great idea at all. If we need a couple resource officers to protect the school, um, I'm not extremely happy about that, because it's still guns in the school. But I'm okay. That idea of the veterans idea, I guess, because I'm a veteran too. We were trained with weapons, and we know how to be responsible, and we understand the duty the that would be involved with protecting the school. So, to me, that one I like a little bit there. So I can't find really a horrible downside, unless we start seeing situations where we see the same kind of interactions. If the veterans are trained wrong, like American police seem to be trained wrong, um, then they'll escalate situations in the school. And we don't want to see that. We want to see the opposite of what we see our police officers do here in America with the over 1,000 people they kill a year. over 1,000 people. And many times they show up to nonviolent situations, and by the time the situation is over, the person is in a body bag. Sometimes the person that actually called the police is in the body bag. So, you know, we don't want the same for our children, obviously. So we don't want that kind of training for our school resource officers. And if they're veterans, they deserve good quality training that is going to be beneficial for, the children. Um, and just honorable all the way around to make everybody proud, to make the parents proud, the school, obviously the children in the school, make them feel safe, a little bit safer, and employ veterans and give them an honorable duty. I believe we could actually do very well with something like that. So I don't know, that'd be really interesting to see somebody propose that idea. So right now we just have a lone wolf, Mr. Davidson. No one got hurt, thank God. But except for the young lady that twisted her ankle. But a lot of people were inconvenienced today, and unfortunately, a man's life is changed forever. He'll never have the same life again. I don't know if he had a mental break or something like that. I'm giving him the benefit of doubt, obviously, but something happened that caused all of this to happen. So his life is forever changed, and we can't be happy about that, because that's somebody that's uh, done the job of educating a lot of students. So hopefully he's a good man, and I don't know what demons torment this man, but all we can do is just pray for him. So with that being said, guys, here's a great reason to spread the truth to everybody. So share this video with everybody. A great reason to let people know guns don't belong in schools with teachers. It's a horrible idea. It's just a horrible idea. And I believe in the Second Amendment. I don't believe really any guns should be banned, because you can always alter a gun and whatever, but that's a whole nother other story. I believe we need to teach a lot more responsibility. If we never um, had the situation that we have right now, as far as the Second Amendment, we wouldn't have had to worry about having these problems. That's why other countries don't have these problems. They don't have a constitution. Okay. So the Second Amendment ordeal is pretty big. I'm not for amending the Second Amendment. I am not for banning any guns. Um, you know, uh, Magazine size. Yes. I don't I don't think you should be able to have really huge, high impact really huge magazines with high impact ammunition. Especially like armor piercing ammunition. I believe that's a little bit, extreme. There's no general public purpose for armor piercing ammunition. Especially in large magazine size. So there is some sensible things that can be done as far as gun legislation is concerned. But at the end of the day, I'm not for really banning any guns, because any gun can be altered. A lot of guns can be turned, I forget the terminology they use now, but a lot of guns can be turned into semi-automatics, and semi-automatics do just as much damage as automatics. So, um, with that being said, banning guns it's an irrelevant conversation. What we need to do is get more proactive as far as if we have a problem with school shootings, which it seems we do, um, then we need to go ahead and make sure we take proper measures, and have a program implemented where we can allocate funds for veterans to, be able to protect our schools. Um, I think that's just a good idea. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with a lot of different things, but if our kids are going to be going to these little indoctrination camps that they call schools anyway, then at least our veterans could do the job of making sure that the kids we send off will return home. So I don't know, guys. That's my spiel on it. Horrible idea to arm the teachers. Not a great idea at all. They don't want it, and we don't need it as a country. So with that being said, Pray for everybody involved in the situation, and pray Mr. Davison gets the help that he needs if it's a mental situation that he's facing, and that compassion will be shown if he didn't mean any harm to anyone. So, with that being said, like, share, subscribe, get the word out. Trump's idea is a horrible idea to arm these teachers. Stay alert, stay alive.